Hi there, I'm Rex King. Welcome back to another episode of our review films currently in theaters. Today I'm talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumaina. Oh dear lord, this was an utter disappointment. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumaina is the third Ant-Man movie and stars Paul Rudd once again as Scott Lang. This time, him and his extended family get sucked down into the quantum realm and get separated. Now they have to find a way to find each other, get out of the quantum realm, all while being hunted by Kang the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors. This film is frustrating, just as frustrating as every MCU film that's come out as of late, because this film, like those ones, does not deal with tone all that well. Recently, every MCU film I've seen has felt like it's trying to interject comedy to every scene, and it's just not necessary in certain scenes, and it really messes with the tension that certain scenes are trying to build. And sometimes when they interject those forced comedy moments, it just ruins all the good tension that was being built up. I just really don't understand why Marvel's going this route. It works in some movies. Like, I do think it works in Guardians of the Galaxy, but in this one, it really felt forced and unnecessary at times. The characters are all written fine. To be fair, these characters have been written in other Marvel movies to death, so you are able to copy and paste those character traits to other movies, so it's very easy at times. But the character that frustrates me in this film has to be MODOK. Now, I don't consider this a spoiler because I noticed him in the background of a lot of the trailers. But if you didn't know MODOK was in this, I apologize for spoiling that for you. But don't fear too much. MODOK isn't that good in this film. So, I'm not a huge MODOK fan. But I know people who are. And I gotta say, they're probably really disappointed with the way Marvel presented this character. They really screwed him up and basically made him a giant joke. And he's a big part of the comic relief in this film, and it just doesn't work. And it's frustrating to see them take a well-known character like this and force him into a comic relief role, even though that's not his main function. He should be threatening, and he just isn't. Luckily, they made Kang the Conqueror really threatening. Like, this guy feels like someone I would not want to mess with, and I can see why they're building him up as the main threat. Then you have the performances, and again, all these performers, for the most part, have played these characters more than once, so you get to see them play these characters again, and they're used to it. That being said, Jonathan Majors as Kang. Now, we have seen him play a version of Kang in Loki, but I was not prepared for him to bring the level of menace he brought to this character. He has such a wonderful presence. Like, every time he's on screen, he holds up the movie. Like, he is the person who, when he's on screen, you're hanging on every word he says. And he plays this character so well. I really enjoyed his approach to Kang the Conqueror. Then you got the visuals, and I'll be honest, I love the design of the quantum realm and the creatures that live inside the quantum realm. I would love to continue to explore this world. However, the action is another story. When it's CGI characters fighting each other, it's fine, but when it's not CGI characters, they decide to use shaky cam, and I thought this was a trend that had died. Why is it back? Seriously, why is shaky cam back? We don't need it. And then you have MODOK. I really did not like the design of MODOK. They use a big CGI face and put it on this character, and it's so cringeworthy that every time it's on screen, I'm like, please just go away. I really did not like seeing this character. He looked terrible. Absolutely terrible. Then you have the music score, and I'll be honest, the music score is pretty good. It's rousing when it needs to be. It's menacing when it needs to be. It's Not the most original adventure score I've ever heard, but to be fair, when it comes to adventure movies, unless you're Alan Silvestri or John Williams, you're going to have a hard time coming up with an original score nowadays because those two have kind of coined the market. But this composer does a decent job of what he's given us, and I really enjoyed listening to the soundtrack after the movie, and I would say if you're interested, definitely give it a listen. It's worth it. So, what's my final verdict on this film? Well, let's be clear, if you are an MCU fan, you kind of have to see this one. But you don't have to see it in theaters. Chances are Disney's going to release it on Disney Plus, hopefully soon, so people don't have to buy tickets for this thing. I'll be honest, I wanted this film to be really good because it was going to be important to the MCU, and it just wasn't. It really sucked, and I really didn't feel like this movie was worth the time. So at the end of the day, I'm going to give Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumaina a 4 out of 10. It could have been way worse, but I just really wanted more out of it. Anyway, that's my opinion on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumaina. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.